Hello and welcome to the channel, Gang and Peanut, two peas in a pod. And I'm in the garden today and we are talking about strawberries. How to care for them, how to plant them, how to grow them in containers. Now, these plants have overwintered out here in the garden in this container where I grew them last year, and they do need a bit of tidying up. So we're going to cut away all this dead foliage and make some space for them to start growing and hopefully producing some fantastic strawberries this summer. Now, strawberries really are an easy plant to grow, and considering what they give you in return for very little care, I think they are one of my favourite plants in the garden. Now, when I was tidying up these strawberries, I noticed that the container is starting to fracture. Some of the plastic is coming away and the edges are getting a bit sharp and damaged. And because Peanut likes to eat these strawberries, I don't really want him near a sharp edge like that on the container. So it's no problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these strawberries out of this container and I'm going to put them into these containers like this. And I got these for free, and I'll tell you how I got them for free. Same way that I got these and these. I got these from a supermarket. I was in the supermarket recently and they have an area where they do the cut flowers, and these are the buckets that they stand them in. And there was quite a few sitting around, and I asked if I could have some, and they said, yeah, take as many as you like, which I thought was great. So what I'm planning to do is I'm going to use these containers, if I can get one out, which are fairly deep and they're quite robust. I'm going to drill some holes, probably 4 around about there, and then possibly 4 above them, and I'm going to fill it with compost, and I'm going to plant my strawberries through the little holes that I'm going to make. And I'm going to do that now, and I'll show you what I do. That's the holes made. One free strawberry planter. I think they're going to be great. Get down to your supermarket, ask them. You never know. They may say take them all. They may say no, you can't have any. Go and ask. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to take these strawberry plants out of here, and while I do, let's talk about strawberries, shall we? Summer, delicious, ruby red, little pockets of flavour, and when they're homegrown you just can't beat them. You can't beat them. Better than any shop bought strawberry you're going to buy anywhere. Strawberries, just about the easiest plants you're going to grow. And there are different types. There are June bearers, which some of these are. There are ever bearers, which the June bearers bear the fruit as it says in June, and the ever bearers bear their fruit several times throughout the summer. There are day neutral strawberries, and the ones with the best taste of all are the alpine strawberries. Although the fruits are smaller, it's a very, very strong taste. And strawberries are famous, aren't they? The Beatles even made a song with the name of strawberries in the title. We have strawberry ice cream, strawberry flavoured syrup, strawberries and cream, what is it called? The quintessential English summer, strawberries and cream. We also have strawberry gin. A couple of them and some strawberries and cream. Oh, that would be a great summer. So let me get these out, and then we can look at putting them on in there. Oh, look at the root system on that, which is another thing with strawberries. These are 2-year-old strawberries in here, and they were propagated from some runners a couple of years ago. And if you're not familiar with that term, what the strawberries do is, as well as being able to grow them from seed, which you get off of the strawberry fruit itself, you can also grow them or propagate them from strawberry runners. And what happens is the little plants, once they've fruited, they start looking at cloning or reproducing themselves, and they send out a little arm, like a long green arm, and that comes into contact with the soil, normally at an elbow. And at the elbow, if this was the runner, at the elbow point where it's bent, roots would start appearing from there when it comes into contact with the soil, and a new plant starts to grow above. So what you would do is you would pin the runner into the soil or into a small pot with compost, and let the plant develop some roots and some leaves, and then you would cut it away from the mother plant. So they're free strawberry plants. And if you've got some free strawberry plants and you can put them in your free containers, everyone's a winner. If you have propagated from a runner, the following year, it's its first year of growth. And conventionally, what you're supposed to do and not supposed to do is you're not supposed to allow the first year strawberries to flower and develop into fruit, and also not really supposed to take a runner from the plant in the first year, because you want all its energy going into making a very strong root system, which makes sense. But what I do, and as always, what I do is not always the right way. It's not the only way, it's just my way. So with a first year plant, I remove half of the flowers and I allow some strawberries to grow, because that's what I'm growing them for, to get some strawberries. And on a first year plant, I don't take any runners. So I get a few strawberries from it. So most of its energy would have gone into developing a root system. A second year plant, which is what some of these are, I allow them to flower, and I will take a runner from the plant to generate another plant. And in the third year, again, I allow them to flower, I allow them to develop into fruits, and I will take another runner and get another plant from that runner. And then normally, come the fourth year, the plants are getting a bit older. So you could keep them, you could see what happens that year, see if you can get some more fruit, but they will usually start to deteriorate in the quantity of fruit that they're giving you. So if you've propagated from a second year and a third year strawberry, the fourth year strawberries, really, they're past their best. So as I say, you can get strawberries from them, but you're probably best focusing on your younger plants. So I've filled this free container with some compost. It's just the general purpose compost, with a little bit of my own compost added just to bulk it out, and it also has an addition of a little bit of fish blood and bone, which is a general fertiliser, and it's a good general fertiliser to use, particularly with strawberries, because it contains phosphorus, which is good for the root growth, and it contains potassium, which is good for the flower and the fruit, and it also is quite high in nitrogen, which will help these leaves to grow into lovely shiny glossy leaves, which will catch the sun and power the plant up to make hopefully some fantastic fruits this summer. So I'm going to, before I put these little plants in, I'm going to check them over. And what I'm looking for in particular are vine weevil grubs. And the vine weevil grubs, if you find them in the roots of these plants, and you'll know that they're there because they are quite chunky little grubs. And what they do is they eat the roots of these plants, and in the end the plant will die off. So these look fine. I'm also just checking for any aphids or green fly, and this one looks perfectly okay. So what I'm going to do is feed the foliage through this little hole until the crown of the plant, which is in the centre here, is through the hole, because from the crown is where everything grows from, the leaves grow from, and that needs to be clear, otherwise it's going to be not very productive, is it? And that looks fine, and you can see that sitting in there, and the roots are in there. Spread them out a little bit, and I'm going to put more plants in each of these holes and fill the container with compost. Okay, so there we are. That's one pot done. And talking of vine weevil grubs, I did look, and if you can see that, that is a little vine weevil grub. Horrible little critters, but hey, I spotted him. He's not going to be eating my strawberry plants. As well as planting some strawberries into my my free containers, I've also got some other containers that were given to me, so they're free as well. And what they are these. And they make us tower, a strawberry tower. Somehow, there we are. So I'm going to put some more of these into these, and hopefully should have a lot of strawberries this year. Now remember, when you're watering your plants, as well as watering them regularly and evenly, particularly when the fruit swells, you must also try not to get the plant wet if you can, because it can suffer with verticillium wilt, grey mould, powdery mildew. So keep the leaves dry wherever possible. Also, the fruit is likely to be a target for the birds, the slugs and the snails, wood lice. So keep a net on these to protect your fruits, and hopefully all the work and effort you've put in will pay off with some delicious strawberries this summer. There we are then. Propagate your strawberries from Runners. You'll have free strawberries. Pop along to your supermarket and ask, can you have some buckets? Free containers, free strawberries. What more can you want?